Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Would you believe me if I told you it's raining here in Texas still? For once, the weatherman was actually right, and we took advantage of it and we got all of our yards done early because we assumed he might actually be right. And he was right, because it wasn't supposed to start raining till about noon today, and we woke up at 6:30 already raining. So I'm glad we went ahead and knocked those yards out last night instead of waiting until this morning. But we have some bad news. The old SCAG has to go back to the dealership because we're already having problems with those new spindles we just got put on. It's a shame that I have to lock my truck in my driveway. It's been the biggest thing I have to learn to deal with because I'm not used to my truck being locked up at my house. You know what was very interesting about my video about my truck being stolen is there was a lot of people in the comments defending a thief. A lot of people said, well, that's what you get for leaving your keys in your car. Well, let me explain something to you. We don't leave our keys in our car when we go in public. When we're at Walmart or Tractor Supply or Lowe's, we don't leave our keys in our car. But we're in the safety of our driveway out here in the country, we absolutely do leave our keys in our car, and most of the time unlocked. Because that's why we live here. We chose to live out here because we don't have to lock everything up every time we are at home. For those y'all saying it serves me right for getting my truck stolen because I left the keys in the car, it doesn't matter if the truck was running with the door open. If you decide to take it, you are still a thief. Just because I made it easier doesn't make you less of a thief. It still makes you a thief. It's a good thing that we get our yards done, because this is the type of rain that you're not coming to mow when it's done. This is probably about 1 inch of rain this morning, which is good and bad, because we like the rain because it lets us mow, but we also hate the rain because it makes the grass grow like crazy. I have several customers who are bi-weekly that we can barely keep up with them now and mowing them weekly. So every 7 days, it looks like no one lives at the home because that's just how much the grass is growing around here. It's been a real struggle lately with all this rain. Love the rain, also dislike the rain for the same reasons. You guys remember a few videos ago when I got 3 brand new spindles covered under warranty replaced? Well, the mower made it 5 mowing days. I know in YouTube land it's gonna be about a month for you guys, but in real life it was about 5 work days, and we're already having problems with the middle spindle again. Everything was going smooth, everything was working fine. I was not greasing it every day because people think that I was greasing them too much, but that's not how it works because it's not a sealed spindle. It actually has a relief. You pump grease until you see it come out the relief. If it doesn't come out the relief, then there's a problem with the spindle, not the person greasing it. I started to hear a noise that sounded like a bearing going out because, well, I know what they sound like because I've recently had a lot of spindles with bearings go out. And I could not touch the middle spindle. The middle pulley area and everything was just so hot. So I said, let me grease that. Well, I couldn't put the grease gun on the fitting, and that's when I realized the whole pulley assembly actually slid down the shaft of the spindle, and the belts were at a severe angle, so nothing was lined up. So I went ahead and took everything apart, lined everything back up, cinched it back down with the little clamp that holds the pulley in place, and then I attempted to grease the spindle because it was still too hot to touch. So I started putting grease in it, and guess what happened? All the grease came out the top of the spindle by the pulley all over the place. None of it actually went into the spindle, meaning my top seal is no longer seated and all the grease is just running out. I called up the dealer and told them about the situation, and they said bring it back in, and I said, well, I need to finish mowing first because rain's coming. We basically limped it along for the last few days, just putting grease in it at all times just to keep grease in the spindle. We've actually had to fix the pulley system because it keeps falling down. Never had a problem with it until they replaced the spindles under warranty, and now the middle spindle piece, the pulley hub, does not stay on the spindle, it's moving. And finally, we are at a point to bring it in and have it looked at. It's a blessing and a curse to be busy. It's a blessing because that's what you built your entire business for, so that you could be busy enough to make a living. It's a curse because, well, you end up limping equipment and working around things just to get the job done, and you don't have much time to take a break and get things repaired. Like today, if it wasn't raining, we would have a whole day of yard mowing to do, meaning we wouldn't have time to bring this thing in and get it serviced. We also don't have much time because today is a Friday and they're not open on the weekends. So they need to be able to get it fixed today because our first yard on Monday, we start at 6 a.m. and they don't open till 8. I love being busy, but it makes it real hard to do the other things in life that aren't directly work. Ooh-wee. I can hear the grass growing right now with all this rain. So we dropped it off and they're gonna do a one-over on all the spindles. They're probably gonna replace the hub and the pulley. And I asked them to look at a few other things because ever since I got it back from the last time, there's just some things about the mower that have made me concerned. So they're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna see what they say before I tell you everything they did. Like I said before, it's not really about the brand, it's about the dealer. So they are gonna go ahead and get it in there for me, last minute notice, because they know I work for a living and they do like to take care of the guys that buy their products and use them to earn money. So we're leaving it here, and now we have to go do some more chores that we can't get around to because we are so busy. Ain't that the truth? Ooh, the rain's really coming down now. So I'm back at discount, and y'all recently saw that I got new tires on my truck. Well, when they installed them, they messed up and scratched my rim. Today they have the new rim, and the funny thing is like I said before, I'm so busy I haven't had a chance to come get it. Well, they've had the rim for like a week. I just finally had a chance to come get it installed, and just like that, we have a nice new shiny rim. Now let's head back home. Why, that's a nice new trimmer shaft you have there, Kevin. Yep, that's right. We have another new trimmer shaft to replace because we had another incident. This is my brand new trimmer, and look what happened to it. The shaft broke, but it didn't really break. It literally cracked in half, and it's all my fault. So remember how much I was talking about how nice it is to have my weeder with me when I'm mowing yards? Well, it's real nice to have it with you as long as it stays in one piece. It, however, is not nice to have it with you when the shaft breaks, because that right there is where it rides in the little trimmer rack I have on my mower. And apparently 4 months is all it'll last, bouncing around all day, every day. So the things I said about my trimmer rack that I hate, the fact that it's metal on metal and it's just bouncing around and rubbing around in there, well, I finally paid the price because it cost me a new shaft, which are not expensive. They're only $37. But it's real inconvenient that in about 4 months of riding around, it will basically destroy your shaft and it will crack right there where it rests in that rack. So I was mowing along, watching the shaft, and I was like, man, that looks weird, that looks weird. And all of a sudden, boom, it just fell off while I was mowing. I was like, that's really inconvenient. So now we are back to the drawing board on how to change the rack, because the way it sits, where it sits right here and right here, is just tearing up the machine. I've told you before, and I'm now going to make it more of a priority, is I want to be able to use these brackets I have for my equipment defender racks where it's resting on the brackets and not on the shaft. But that requires me to do some engineering and modify the trimmer rack holder to hold it using these guys right here. So coming soon, revision 2 of the trimmer rack. And now for the meantime, because I don't want to destroy more trimmer racks, we are back to leaving this in the trailer, and we're not carrying it with us when we mow because, well, we don't want to destroy another shaft. More scrap metal. And just like that, we have a new shaft in our trimmer. Starting to get pretty good at this. This is the second shaft I've changed in probably 3 months. Surprisingly, it's a very easy job and it's not very expensive, but we don't want to keep ruining them, so I'm going to think about how to make this ride with me without destroying it. Because the time it saved me is not justified when it costs you money because it damages equipment. Good news! They are done with the mower, and there was a lot wrong with it, which would explain a lot of the things that I thought were going on with the machine. Also, it finally stopped raining. All right, we're here. Let's go see what exactly was wrong with my lawnmower. Okay, so we had lots of damaged parts. You want to see them? This is my pulley. And you will notice there's a lot going on right here. Lots of grease, lots of metal. That's because this fell down on top of this. And this is almost a 1/4 inch of metal is missing. This should come up almost a 1/4 inch more right here. So this guy right here slid down all the way, metal on metal, and was rotating, and that's the noise I heard. And whenever I fixed it, it continued to fall down almost once or twice a day. So every time it fell down, it was running metal on metal, and really it ate this spindle up. This spindle, it's hard to spin right now, like lots of resistance, like it's done. This spindle is shot. Which is why I didn't want to talk about the problems I was having, because I wasn't sure if the spindle was causing it or if there was other things causing it. So this spindle lasted less than 5 days on my mower. And it's all because the pulley was sliding down and caused metal on metal friction, and it basically ate itself. So some of the things I was noticing about the mower when I got it back was it just wasn't cutting great, and I wasn't sure if it was something to do with the mower or the spindle. So they adjusted the valves the last time I was here, and I couldn't remember if it cut good before or after it started making the noise. Turns out they double verified their work, the valves were correct. The problem is once that spindle was gone, the motor was using so much horsepower just to turn the blades, they didn't take much grass to bog it down. I mean, I was bogging down in regular grass that I have never had a problem with. I really thought there was something wrong with my motor or something wrong with this machine. It just was not cutting good. I was having to go so slow and double pass last week. I talked it up as maybe the spindle's bad, or maybe it's just so wet. I'm just having to deal with conditions that are causing this to be this way. Turns out it was the spindle all along. The spindle was giving my mower fits. So right there you can see we have a new pulley, we have a new hub, and a new spindle right here on the middle, and everything works great. I also had them look at my deck because I was having issues with the way it was mowing last week. Also probably related to the middle spindle because I was having to double pass a lot and the middle area was cutting weird. They actually said my deck was slightly out of adjustment, so they tweaked on it a little bit. And now we're level side to side and we have the proper rake front to back. We should be good to go, hopefully, for a long time. But that brings me back to my point. It's not about the brand or the color of your mower. It's about the dealer, because your mower is only as good as the person who's gonna help you take care of it. Like today was a last minute thing for them. I asked them to help me out because I earn a living with that piece of equipment, and they fit me in. They let me have the parts to look at it. They let me film and talk to you guys about everything. So that's what I'm saying. Don't buy a mower, buy a dealer, because I use that right there to run my business. And without that right there, I don't have this business. Now it's time to load this thing up and head back to the house. Hopefully, we have a very successful week of mowing next week. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.